So Barcelona played Inter Milan yesterday, and it was the second leg of the match. And Barcelona lost 4-3, and they have been eliminated from the Champions League. It came as a huge shock to everyone. Nobody was expecting this, since at this stage of the tournament, Barcelona were considered to be the favorites of the game. So Barcelona lost 4-3 to Inter and 7-6 on aggregate to Inter Milan. So everybody, like I talked to a few people before this game, especially to my to my friends who support Barcelona, and they were they did not have a good feeling about this game. They were they were not very. They wanted it to win, of course, but they did not have a good feeling about it. And my personal prediction for this game was that Inter was going to win it in the penalties. It did not. They did not win it on penalties, but nevertheless they won. So if we talk about the statistics of this game, so Barcelona dominated every aspect of this match except the number of goals scored. But unfortunately for Barcelona, it is the most important aspect of the game. It is the most important dimension of the game. Okay, so if I talk about the number of shots, Barcelona took 22 shots in comparison to Inter's 13. They had 72% possession of the ball. Barcelona, they had 772 passes in comparison to Inter's 313 passes. So that is more than double of what Inter did. Passing accuracy, Barcelona 86% and Inter Milan 65%. So as you can see, they dominated every sphere of the game. And the XG of Barcelona was 2.74, whereas for Inter Milan it was 2.28. So now let's talk about the match itself. Lautaro started the scoring in the 21st minute with it was a tap in goal, but from, I think it was Thuram who assisted him, Marcus Thuram. I don't know if its first name is Marcus or not, I don't know. Anyways, so, and they made the most of the high line which Barcelona plays, and they exploited that. Okay, so it was a very basic goal, nothing more to say about it. And then we have that penalty which Kobarsi gave it away. Everybody initially thought that it was the most perfect tackle you would ever see, but when we saw the replay, it was a clear and obvious foul. It was Lautaro's feet between Kobarsi's leg and the ball, so it was an obvious foul. And Hakim Kalungoglu scored the second goal. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly or not. So it was 2-0 at half time, and at this stage everybody knew that Barcelona was going to make a comeback, because they have made a habit of doing that this season. They also did against Inter in the first leg as well. So everybody knew that there was going to be a comeback. It was a matter of when, and not if it was going to happen or not. So the second half starts, and in the first half, Barcelona were the dominant side. We observed a clear style of play. Like Barcelona, they kept the ball, and Inter relied on counter-attacks and exploiting the high line of Barcelona through the agility and speed of Marcus Thuram and Dumfries on the wing. So that was what was happening in the first half. And in the second half, Barcelona were dominating again, and Inter had the same style, like they were looking for counter attacks. And then in the 54th minute, Eric Garcia equalized. Yeah, not equalized. He scored the first goal of Barcelona, and it was assisted by Gerard Martin, who, in my opinion, had the worst player in the first half of the game. And if you look at the play which led to the goal, which led to the Eric Garcia goal, so Gerard Martin had the ball and he tried to put it into the box, and it was defended very easily by the first person in the line of defense of Inter Milan. Coincidentally, the ball fell back to Gerard Martin again, and he put it into the box first time, and it was the best cross you'd ever see. And Eric Garcia scored. And also for Gerard Martin, I observed it throughout the game that whenever he caught the ball, he would only do two of the things. Either he would return the ball to the player who gave it to him, or he would put the ball into the box for a cross. He never ran the defender on the wing, like he never tried to get past anyone, dribble past anyone. So he looked very low on confidence, and even his teammates looked hesitant to give the ball to him on certain occasions. Okay, then on the 60th minute, Daniel Olmo equalized. It was 2-2, and it was also assisted by Gerard Martin with a wonderful cross. He really improved his game in comparison to the first half. And Olmo, Rafinha, and Ferran Torres, they were absent throughout the game, but they had their moments in the first half, not in the second half. They were quite visible in the second half. So Olmo scored the second goal, and it was a header, an easy goal to say. And then it was looking obvious that Barcelona were going to score a third as well, and they did in through the services of Rafinha in the 87th minute. And even though only three minutes plus stoppage time was left, but you could feel, like I had a feeling, and also the commentators of the game were mentioning that Inter can score. They can score, but still there was a feeling that Inter will equalize here, and they did in form of Francesco Acerbi, and it was a wonderfully set up by Marcus Thuram. Marcus Thuram was absent in the second half, maybe because of the groin injury he picked up, I think. And but in that play, he was very good. He got past a few players of Barcelona and delivered a perfect cross, and Acerbi with a wonderful finish. So it was 3-3, and the game went on to extra time. And my feeling at that point of time was that Inter are going to win this, because I don't know because, but I had a feeling that Barcelona wouldn't be able to handle the pressure from here. Since Barcelona are the favorites in this match, so they had more pressure on them to perform. But I think that is where they crumbled, and then in the extra time, the quality of the game dropped, the shoulders dropped, the energy levels dropped, and even Lamine Yamal, who had a fantastic 90 minutes, he was making mistakes, and the players of Inter were extremely tired, and they also had a squad with a more experienced player in the form of Mkhitaryan, who else? And they have some experienced veterans. So Darmian, yeah. So then they scored the winner in the 90th minute through David Fratesi. I'm butchering that pronunciation, but anyways. So now it was 4-3, and it looked like that Barcelona were not going to make it after all, and they were going to be knocked out of the tournament. They were going to be eliminated. They were on the brink of elimination, and Lamine Yamal had a few chances in the end. He hit the post, and Jan Sommer did a wonderful job keeping him keeping him at bay. Lewandowski also had a great chance, but he headed the ball over the goal post. And then the final whistle blew, and Inter had done it. They had made it to the finals of the greatest European football tournament in the world for the second time in 3 years, and hopefully they can win it this year. With this defeat, Barcelona, the chances of Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, Pedri or Lewandowski winning the Ballon d'Or have gone down the drain. I don't think any Barcelona player is going to win the Ballon d'Or. If somehow PSG manages to win the Champions League, then there is a big chance Ousmane Dembele is going to win the Ballon d'Or, which would be like rubbing salt on wounds of Barcelona fans. But it is what it is. So it was a lovely game of football. I was watching it as a neutral, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But I do feel bad for Barcelona a little bit, because I think they deserved it more, but it doesn't matter. So it is what it is, and Inter for the better team, and I want to watch them win the UCL this year. So let's see how it goes.